Just ahead of 6:30 on this Monday, first responders from across Montana gathered in Anaconda yesterday to honor one of their own who died in a car careened off a racetrack in Deer Lodge. What was said at the ceremony? Coming up.
And new steps are being taken to address mental health issues in Montana. Coming up, how a big weekend fundraiser hopes to make that happen.
Happy Monday, Southwest Montana. Chet Lehman, Missy O'Malley with you. Matt has our forecast looking into the Labor Day weekend in just a moment. But
unbelievable.
I know, I can't believe how we got here. Anytime here just ahead of 6:30. First responders from across the state converged on Anaconda yesterday to pay their respects to a fallen ambulance service member.
MTN's John Amy was at the service to witness the outpouring of support.
The procession stretched for more than a mile as teams of first responders from all over the state drove into Anaconda to honor one of their own. They came to remember Darylyn Day, an EMT from Anaconda who died in the line of duty while working for the Powell County Ambulance Service. Day's relatives were overwhelmed by the support.
To see them come out in droves like this for her, we're just so humbled.
Oh, it's overwhelming. The reaction of the people, and the EMT people are special anyway, have really showed a love and a thing that really won't be forgotten.
Day was killed on August 18th by a car that was participating in the demolition derby at the Tri-County Fair in Deer Lodge. Several spectators were injured. Day is remembered for her dedication to her job and the community.
Darylyn has been such a big part of Deer Lodge and Anaconda with all the roles that she's played in the different, arenas that she's worked at. She's worked at the state hospital. She's worked with underprivileged people.
The procession traveled from Deer Lodge to Anaconda and ended at the Washoe Theater, where her funeral service was held.
She was a sweetheart. She cared, she loved people, and she loved doing what she did.
In Anaconda, John Amy, MTN News.
Just so sad. Now, Day was survived by her husband and her 2 children. She was 36 years old. So sad.
Absolutely.
What a hero, though, just doing her line of duty.
Yep.
I mean, just amazing.
And it was great that Montana stepped up to honor her
That
service.
procession was
beautiful.
amazing. I got
Very
so
nice.
choked up. Just unbelievable.
Matt, we had good weather this weekend for that. A little on the cooler side, and it sounds like if you like cooler, stick around.
Next couple of days, especially the mornings, are going to be cool. The afternoons are still going to be in the low 70s. That's definitely below average. But a little bit of sunshine goes a long way with these cooler temperatures. 30s for several areas around the region. 30 degrees in West Yellowstone, 38 out toward Butte. Mainly dealing with clear skies early this morning. Our rain chances are pretty slim, at least through Tuesday and Wednesday, so our rain chances not expected to climb initially. Later this week, chances of rain start to pick back up, and the temperatures do too. We'll talk more about that, of course, in just a few minutes.
Thank you for that, Matt. And our top local story for you now. A 30-year-old man died early Saturday morning in a motorcycle crash in Butte.
Yeah, Sheriff Ed Lester says it happened in the 1600 block of Grand Avenue. Butte man was traveling westbound. According to witnesses, motorcycle tipped, began sliding on its side, then struck a vehicle that was parked on the north side of Grand Avenue. No other people were involved in that crash.
And Lewis and Clark's County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a man's body was found at Canyon Ferry Lake on Sunday. Authorities responded to the Yacht Basin area around noon. Detective Bill Pandis said a fisherman found the body in a bay between the chalet and the Fish Hawk recreation areas off of the West Shore Drive. Pandis said they don't believe there's anything suspicious about his death, but the state crime lab in Missoula will do an autopsy.
In other news, the states of Montana and Wyoming consistently rank among the highest rates of suicide in the nation.
Until this year, there were no psychiatric residency programs available in the state of Montana.
Now, Saturday night, the Billings Clinic Classic raised $2 million for an endowment for the Billings Clinic's new psychiatric residency program.
That's incredible. And new this morning, MTN's Mitch Laggy shares with us how the residency program hopes to change what mental health care looks like here in the Treasure State.
The width of Montana is about the same distance as Washington, D.C. is to Chicago. Between those two major cities, there are over 30 psychiatric residency programs, educating professionals on how to help people struggling with their mental health. In 2019, the Billings Clinic, in partnership with the University of Washington, established the first psychiatric residency program here in Montana.
Really, I think this residency program is going to transform mental health care in the state. And so we're incredibly fortunate that we have all of the support through Billings Clinic to make this happen.
The goal of the residency program is to provide more access to mental health care across the region and get doctors to stay there.
And the only way to do that is to do things differently than we've been doing them before. So what we're trying to do is use things like telepsychiatry, like integrating ourselves into primary care providers' offices so we can be consultants. And in that way, we can make sure that everyone who needs mental health services can get it.
One in the first class of residents is Brian Schlitt. He's originally from Casper, Wyoming, and says practicing psychiatry in rural areas can be more rewarding because one doctor's reach can have an effect on many people.
You're affecting people who might not otherwise have the opportunity to have any sort of care in these places. So I'd say that practicing in Montana is more fulfilling.
Q2's Victoria Hill shared her battle with postpartum depression with folks at the Classic. She says the sooner you reach out, the better.
I think that if people realize doctors are there for a reason, they're there to do their job, the doctors are there to help. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to a family member or a friend about what's going on, just know that the doctor is there, and that doctor could be your first stepping stone to a happier, healthier life. The sooner you speak up, the sooner you talk to someone, the better, and all the problems can go away just that easy. Because when I did speak up and I did get help, so much weight was lifted off of my shoulders, and I want everyone to know that too. So if they are going through some sort of battle in their head, mental illness in their head, then they can get the help because it is out there for them.
In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
Now it's time to go under the big sky. Enel's sports bras have been featured in Oprah's O magazine numerous times. But before that national attention, company founder Renelle Broughton worked for years to create her own innovative bra design.
And that is the focus of Under the Big Sky feature this week.
Under the Big Sky is sponsored by Rocky Mountain Vein Clinic and Markovich Real Estate.
I grew up in Williston, North Dakota. Moved to Havre in the 4th grade because my dad was a railroader and he was transferred here. I went to barber school in Spokane. I came back to Havre and started my own barbershop. I cut hair for about 35 years.
Renelle, I met one of my clients, introduced me to her. I need a haircut. She also needed an accountant, so kind of got to know each other that way, and later on we started dating.
I guess I really paid attention to how much those accounting bills were, and I thought, I better marry him, because I don't think I can afford to pay him that much.
To most people on the outside, we're pretty much opposites. Everything's a joke with Renelle, whereas, I'm pretty quiet, pretty reserved.
You can tell we're a little different. We get on each other's nerves once in a while, but it works for us. I played a lot of City League volleyball. My sports bras, I really couldn't find anything on the market that worked for me. Long story short, I went to my mother, because she's a pretty good seamstress, and I said, we need to make something that'll work, because what I'm finding isn't working. 2 years later, I ended up with a patent. I spent a long time contacting companies to see if they were interested in my design. I pretty much got the forum letter from everybody saying, that's great, good luck to you, and no thank you. I knew in my heart that I couldn't be the only one out there with this problem. And I knew there had to be a lot of women that I'd be able to help with this. I just decided, all right, I'll just do it myself. Because I'm full-blooded Norwegian, and it's hard to tell a Norwegian anything. So I just decided to do it.
And she did. You can check out the full Enel story and all of our current stories online at underthebigsky.com.
Yeah, sure, you betcha, Norwegian girl.
I'll let you do it.
She is awesome.
She is. That's it.
And it is amazing how really it did get picked up by Oprah, and next thing you know,
it
caught on like wildfire.
Yes, it did.
Very cool.
Yep.
We do have to go ahead and take a quick break here on your Monday morning.